So it all came to a head at my wife's birthday party, the one I paid for, naturally. She gets up to give a speech, clinks her glass, and with this big fake smile plastered on her face, she says, "I'm so proud of all my friends and family, except for the loser sitting at the table, my husband." And you know what? Everyone laughed. Her friends, her family, everyone. I just sat there for a second, took it all in, and then I stood up. I didn't say a word. I just walked over, put this one little envelope on the table right in front of her, and said, "For you, wife, happy birthday." Then I turned around and walked straight out of that rooftop venue. It probably took 10, maybe 15 seconds before I heard it. A scream. Not just any scream, but a raw, panicked one. The kind you hear when someone's world finally shatters. Look, for the last 7 years, I was the quiet guy, the one who made sure everything just worked. I wasn't some flashy dude in designer suits, didn't need to be the loudest voice in the room. I just worked my tail off, paid every single bill, and poured my heart and soul into supporting her big dream of becoming some lifestyle influencer. I cooked. I cleaned. Heck, I even put together the guest list for this surprise party, the one she insisted had to be super exclusive and elegant. I fronted the cash for every little detail, the swanky rooftop spot, the catered seafood, that ridiculously expensive custom cake, even the dumb flower arrangements that cost more than my car payment. I thought, you know, this is what love is. I really thought she saw it, that she appreciated it. Turns out I was just a fool with an open wallet and a target on my back. The red flags, man, they were sneaky at first. Little things. She'd stop holding my hand when we were out. She'd only get all dolled up when she was going out with her friends. Never for me. I'd catch her giggling at her phone, then quickly flipping it over when I walked into the room. Every time I'd ask, "Hey, is everything okay?" she'd just scoff. "God, you're so paranoid. It's not my fault you're insecure." So, what did I do? I chalked it up to stress, told myself I was overthinking it. I didn't get that I was being emotionally replaced until about 3 months ago, when I found a receipt tucked away in her car. It was for a fancy boutique hotel, signed with her name. And the checkout date? Oh, that was the night she told me she was sleeping over at her cousin's place to help her through a breakup. It was also the same night she came home with this faint little hickey right below her hairline. You wouldn't see it unless you were really looking for it. I didn't blow up. Not yet. I just started collecting things. Screenshots of messages she thought she'd deleted, hotel bills, even some audio from a tiny little recording device I planted in our bedroom when the anxiety got so bad I couldn't sleep. And what I heard on that thing, wow, it just broke something inside me for good. Her voice, all soft and teasing, saying, "He's just so boring. But hey, he pays for everything. That's honestly why I married him. You could take his place in a heartbeat." And then I heard him, another guy, his voice all smooth and deep, just laughing. "Then maybe it's time, baby. Maybe I will." Still, I kept my mouth shut, because real revenge isn't loud and messy. It's quiet, cold, and, if you do it right, it's a work of art. The party was at sunset, and she walked in like she was royalty, blowing air kisses to everyone. I just stood off to the side, playing the part of the proud husband, smiling. I watched her sip champagne with people I barely knew. Other influencers, her personal trainer, her high school ex-boyfriend, and, yep, her affair partner. I recognized his voice from the recording. The guy even had the nerve to wink at her when he thought no one was looking. And still, I did nothing. I waited for my moment. And when she stood up and dropped that bomb on me in front of everyone, that was it. That was the green light. So what was in the envelope that made her scream like that? Oh, you're gonna love this. It was everything. I'm talking printed out screenshots of her DMs with lover boy, the hotel receipts, a crisp copy of the prenuptial agreement she'd conveniently forgotten about, the one with the ironclad infidelity clause that said if she cheated, she walked away with nothing. And just for good measure, a little note I titled, "Just in case you thought this was a joke." It was addressed to everyone who laughed. It said, "Hey, everyone, I paid for this venue. The food, the booze, all of it. And while my wife was up here mocking me, she was sleeping with the man sitting 2 seats away from her. Enjoy the rest of the night. You'll never see either of us again." I signed it with my name and a little bonus, a Dropbox link. That link was a treasure trove of videos, more screenshots, those damning audio files, and even a copy of the divorce papers that my lawyer had already filed. Get this. While I was walking out, a process server was on his way up in the elevator with an envelope of his own. Talk about timing. I checked my phone an hour later. 42 missed calls. A ton of voicemails. Then one text from a mutual friend. "Dude, what happened? Your wife is hysterical. People are leaving. She's blaming you for embarrassing her." I didn't even bother replying. I just went to my new place. Yeah, I'd already secretly rented it. Poured myself a glass of scotch I'd been saving, and took a sip. I knew the chaos was just getting started. The next day, the whole thing went nuclear. Her affair partner's fiancé, yep, turns out he wasn't single either, had gotten the Dropbox link too. She went straight to Instagram, posted a tear-streaked video of herself holding up the screenshots, and called both of them out by name. By noon, it was viral. #trash couple, #birthday, blow up, you name it. My wife deleted all her social media by 3 p.m. By 4 p.m., she got an email firing her from a big brand deal with a skincare company that had a character clause. By 5 p.m., the gym where she filmed all her content suspended her membership. And by nightfall, there she was, knocking on the door of my new apartment. I watched her through the peephole, her mascara a mess, her fancy dress all wrinkled. "Please," she cried. "I made a mistake. I didn't mean it like that. You never showed any emotion. I thought you didn't care anymore." I didn't open the door. I just spoke through it, calmly. "You're not sorry you did it. You're just sorry you got caught." Then I walked away. She didn't know it, but the landlord already had instructions to call security if she came back. This wasn't her story anymore. It was mine. And you know how the internet is. Someone anonymously posted clips on Reddit, and within hours, it was trending everywhere. TikTok creators were doing dramatic reenactments of the scene. The comments were wild. "This dude is a legend. Justice served cold. We need a Netflix series." For her, though, it was all too real. Her phone number got leaked. Old videos of her calling me boring resurfaced, and now everyone saw them in a new light. The internet, man, it loved watching her fall from grace. And if I'm being honest, so did I. Meanwhile, the legal hammer came down, and it came down hard. That prenup she used to joke about, it wasn't funny anymore. My lawyer, a total shark, had filed for divorce with evidence so airtight the judge immediately granted an injunction on all our shared assets. That meant she couldn't touch the house, the bank accounts, nothing. She got a court order to vacate the property in 72 hours. I didn't have to lift a finger. And her boy toy, Brian, he was in even deeper trouble. Turns out, his fiancée was funding his whole influencer business. She froze their accounts, deleted his website, and took her name off his company. He actually messaged me that night. "Brian, hey man, I know things got messed up." I just replied with a single emoji. No words needed. But here's the real kicker. The part no one saw coming. This wasn't a spur-of-the-moment thing. I'd been planning my exit for months. The moment I knew about the affair, I started moving. I opened a new business account, quietly shifted my own money, rented that new condo in a different city, and even landed a new remote job with a 40% raise. So, while she thought I was just being distant and working late, I was actually building my escape pod. When the whole thing blew up, I didn't just survive. I vanished from her life. New number, new address, new everything. The very last thing she ever got from me was a letter, 3 days after the divorce was final. It just said, "Happy belated birthday. You unwrapped the truth and got exactly what you deserved. I'm not bitter, I'm not broken, I'm better. And you? You'll spend the rest of your life explaining how I left with nothing but still ended up with everything." Fast forward 6 months, and I barely recognize the guy in the mirror in the best possible way. The stress is gone. No more walking on eggshells. No more begging for a little affection or pretending I was fine when I was dying inside. Now, my mornings are just quiet. I make coffee, go for a run, and just sit with a book. It's real peace. My eyes are clear again. I'm actually proud of the man I see. As for her, well, word gets around. Her followers vanished. The brand deals dried up for good. She had to move back in with her mom, the same mom who clapped when she called me a loser. Last I heard, she was applying for regular jobs and getting ghosted. Turns out, torching your entire life online isn't a great resume builder. And Brian, he's now famous for being the guy who got dumped twice in 1 week. Apparently, he started some podcast on masculine energy. It has 37 subscribers and a 1-star review that just says, "Maybe cheat less, reinvent more." Classic. And me? I wasn't even looking for love, but sometimes it just finds you. I met a woman at a work thing. She's not flashy or fake, she's just kind, grounded, and so incredibly real. She knew the whole viral story, of course, but she said something that stuck with me. "You didn't do all that to hurt her. You did it to set yourself free. That's what makes it powerful. We're taking things slow, and that's the beauty of it. After years of being gaslit and played, I don't need drama. I just need truth. Let's be real." The public takedown was dramatic. The court order was justice. The online roasting was pure karma. But the real revenge? That was just walking away without a single glance back. It was the quiet, steady power of choosing myself, over and over again. She can tell her side of the story all she wants. It doesn't matter anymore. When I stood up from that table and dropped that envelope, I wasn't just ending a marriage. I was starting my life. And I made damn sure she'd never get an invitation. Look, if you've ever had a story of betrayal and had to find the strength to fight back, you get it. Healing isn't always quiet. Sometimes it has to roar.